All right, welcome everyone. So we'll spend the next 30 minutes or so talking a little bit about ways that you as individuals and as student groups can partner with a career center. So we're really interested in learning more about your goals as your career and professional goals as individuals, but also as a collective. You're all leaders, and how can we be resources to one another to amplify our impact? My name is Rosemary Riel. I use she and her pronouns. I'm the Associate Director for Career Education and Equity. And I'll turn it over for Chaz for a brief intro.
Yep. So just building on what I've stated before, my primary role is to bring employers to campus. Whether that's having them stop by a classroom for a short presentation or a student group, like you folks are here today. And essentially, what I do is I work together with Rosemary to have an employer. Maybe they're participating in maybe a workshop, they're helping with a mock interview or a resume review or anything in between. But that is primarily what I do.
Awesome. All right, and so we have three objectives for our time together. One, we hope that you can walk away with knowing at least three of our services or resources that we offer and provide at the Career Center. We hope that you can grow and maybe prioritize at least two ways that you can help your student organizations collaborate with the Career Center and what we do and our mission. And then finally, we hope that you can maybe identify at least one priority that intersects with our career communities programming so that we can think about what does that look like for you all to lead in a career space. And we want to help you and amplify your voices and what you're interested in. All right. So a little bit about us. The Career Center is made up of not only 15 plus professional staff, but a robust student employee staff as well. We have student employees that are our interns, that support our work, in addition to our career peer advisors who help support our resource room to do express hours and help students review their resume and cover letters, as well as our student assistants that are our front desk staff and really help us with some of our appointmenting systems as well as our event support. How we're organized, we're really organized as a career communities model. So these are the names of our 9 career communities. 6 of them are sort of college affiliated, but then industry focused because we know different industries, there's a lot of cross fertilization, different industries meet different college needs as well. In addition to our campus career communities, which are career exploration. So looking at a couple of different industries, financial well-being, which we see as the foundation of career mobility, that we hope all of our students leave Towson University with that sense of having a strong financial well-being place to be able to grow, and then also student employment, which is again another great way that students at Towson can become career ready. I'm going to pass it over to Chaz to talk a little bit about a snapshot of our career services.
Yeah, so we do a lot here in the Career Center. So just like Rosemary said, this is just a small snapshot of all the services that we offer. So I won't necessarily go through every single one, but some of these I'm sure you've heard of and maybe you've even taken advantage of. So of course, we have a ton of online resources for students. So that's going to be, again, career resources by major. So if you are a business administration major, we've got a bunch of things specifically for you to help enhance that experience and get yourself career ready. Now, Rosemary already mentioned express hours, right? So what does that mean? It means it's just a quick way, an express way for you to get that resume and cover letter reviewed by one of our CPAs or career peer advisors. These are students that we hired that we've hired and trained that's going to go over your resume and or career letter for you, cover letter for you. And of course, these are going to be available for you virtually or in person. Then of course, now when I think of a career center, this is primarily what I think of stereotypically would be those one-on-one appointments with your career coach. So this is someone who's going to give you that guidance on, hey, this is these are some internship opportunities or maybe even some job opportunities. This is how you strengthen that cover letter. This is how you this is how you're supposed to show up in an interview, and then everything in between. Then these last things I'll sort of lumped together: LinkedIn photo booth, student closet, and interview rooms. So specifically that LinkedIn photo booth and student closet, you want to be looking sharp for these interviews. You want to look sharp, certainly online for your online profile. And thank you, Rosemary, for your online profile. Of course, for LinkedIn, right? So, and I think you're going to go ahead and play that video here of our student closet. And again, this is something, if you need some professional clothing for one of our many fairs or what have you, you're able to go ahead and get it right from us. So you can go ahead and press play on that. And this is just a look here. And sound is always going to be a little bit finicky, but that's okay. You can see just kind of what we offer. Women's clothing, men's clothing, everything in between. We have a keep section. We have a borrow section. So you definitely want to make sure to take advantage of that before our fairs and other important events that you might have on campus.
All right.
Yep. Perfect.
All right.
Next, go ahead,
Mhm.
Rosemary.
No, that's great. And so, oops, let me stop that. And then moving on to, again, financial well-being. So that's another one of our domains that we really help support. We have a financial well-being career coach who not only does workshops, but then also takes one-on-one coaching appointments as well that you can have on Handshake. In addition to, we're really highlighting the part-time and on-campus job fair. So these are activities that we hope you as individuals, in addition to promoting them with your student membership as well, that you all can continue to help organize and have come to your group, have group meetings as well. So that's that. And then the last resource that I'm going to show is that we have a robust online resources. Again, I've mentioned Handshake a couple of times. I don't know, I don't have folks on the screen, have folks utilize Handshake? Can I get a hands up from our participants in the room of folks that have used Handshake? Thank you. Anyone else or have used any of these? Tiger Mentor Network, Big Interview, Forage, Focus 2. So we have a robust online resources where individuals can get started. But if you think about your student group as well, we are really growing into being able to demo a lot of these resources, online resources for you as well. So just as something that we could highlight and grow together with you as you are starting to learn about what interests your members. If you have a conversation around career, feel free to look at our online resources and connect with us because we could organize a demo that could be kind of embedded in a workshop or something like that. So I just wanted to point that out as a possibility. Just because we have a number of these, we really are, our aspiration is to scale career offerings, not only from the individual level, but really to where you all land as student leaders, to do them in groups and to really have a collective approach to how we're supporting one another. Because we know that career conversations are happening outside of the Career Center. They're happening among your colleagues, with peers, in addition to with your mentors and advisors, staff, and faculty across the campus. So we're here to help resource you all. I'm going to hand it over to Chas to talk a little bit about Handshake.
Yep. So again, keeping it brief here, this is basically what Handshake looks like as a student. So there's just a couple of tabs that you're going to want to pay attention to. I'll start on the left-hand side. So events there, where the purple arrow is, you're definitely going to want to click that. That's going to list all of our events, which I believe is the next slide anyway. So we'll look at that. But you're going to want to, of course, attend our events. The next one, if you click Career Center, that's going to give you a nice layout of all, and there it is right there. That's going to give you a nice layout of pretty much everything you're going to need. So that second yellow arrow, that second purple arrow leads to that green one there. So this is our Career Center landing page on Handshake. So you can see appointments, resources, any surveys that you might need to take. And then at the bottom of the page there, that's called collections. So what we've done is we've gathered certain, employers by whether it's industry like arts and culture or Career Center partners, which is those are employers that I manage, all right there for you, all very easily accessible. So that's what that is. You just definitely want to go ahead, get familiar with this. Is how you're going to register for our events and how you're going to register for your one-on-one appointments with our coach. And there it is right there. So just to kind of give you a little insight as to what the landing page looks like for our Career Center events. Very simple. As you can see, we have quite a few events here that are live, and you can go on Handshake right now and register. And of course, there's a little plug, little save the date for the Fall Career and Internship Fair on Friday, September 26th. But that is what you'll see. This is how you register.
All right. I'm going to come offline real quick to see if there's any questions that may be coming up for folks before we move into our second section about ways that your organizations can collaborate. How are folks doing? Any questions, burning questions? That was a really quick snapshot, but happy to share these slides as well with you all as a refresher. All right, we're going to move back on. I'll go back to sharing our screen to be able to talk more about. Oops. I'm going to get back to the slide here. All right. Am I there? No.
Thanks for sharing.
Right. Yep. Just one moment. Okay. Can folks see the screen? I apologize.
Yep. We can see your screen, no presentation up just yet.
Okay. No worries. Oh, I know why. I have to put it back on the from current slide. Okay. Thanks for bearing with me all. Share screen 2. Okay.
Perfect. There you go.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead, Chaz.
Alrighty. So this right here, this grow your student groups, grow your student groups collaborations. This, both to Rosemary and I, this is really the meat of this program. This is why we're here. We want to connect with you. So there's quite a few ways in which we can actually do this. The first one is going to be quite simply program attendance, right? That's the easiest way to, we do view this as a collaboration, right? You're attending, you're supporting us, we're supporting you. It's a nice life cycle for how this relationship could work. So there it is right there. Career Center events are eligible for your Tiger Stripes program. By attending our events, you will earn Tiger points. So we know that's it's a big deal. We want to make sure that you are getting your points for the end of the semester and end of the year. And here we have and one more thing was this is all live. Are you career ready? We have a workshop series. So starting on September 10th, going all the way through November 12th. These are live events that you and your student group can attend for Tiger Points.
Yeah. And, program attendance, it's another great way to give us feedback on the resources and the materials that we are offering. Again, we pointed to a lot of robust online materials and again, some of our workshops and presentations. And so this is our time to come together, have some interactive pieces and just sort of dig a little bit deeper together and in smaller groups for folks to attend. So it's getting the presentation, but then maybe workshopping some of the materials, bringing your resume, getting some feedback from the facilitators or cover letters, and really being able to have some meaningful conversations, and then get your feedback on is the information that we're offering landing for you all as well. This workshop series. Is another great way. It's going to segue into co-hosting events. So if take a look at these events. These events are on Handshake. If you would like to co-host one of these workshops with us, just based on the topics that you see, you could reach out to both Chaz and myself, and we can talk about what that would look like for your organization to co-host. And I'm going to move that over to Chaz. The next way to collaborate is not only attending, but to co-host different events. Go ahead, Chaz.
Yep, perfect. Thank you, Rosemary. So exactly what Rosemary said. So this is really taking your engagement, taking that collaboration to the next level. How we define co-hosting is yes, we want you to be involved in our planning process. We want you to be involved from the ground floor. So this is a perfect example. Again, this is another real live event. So this is what I host. This is called Meet, Greet, and Eat with your future employer. So what I've done is I have invited all of our Career Center partners. So we have 10. I've invited them to campus to meet and dine with you all at our Paulus Pavilion. So this is on Tuesday, September 30th from 11:30 to 2:30 p.m. Currently, I am looking for just again, as an example, I am looking for a co-host, someone to partner with. And again, what does that partner mean? It's collaborative. This is not something I'm not just gonna, dump a whole bunch of work on you, or really vice versa. We really want to work together. And what does that look like? Again, maybe you're helping spread the word. Maybe we can count on your group being there, your student organization being there. And then again, we can customize this. I think I put that in the chat. We're really able to tailor this to what it is you want to do and how your group or organization operates. So just to give you an example there.
And a lot of the collaboration, again, is sort of cross promotion as well as helping inform us about the different employer or the different industries that you're interested in having on campus as well. So this is while this is an event that will take place and that will be linked to our current partners, it's an example of a way that we're building out building out skills for networking and the way that we design the interactive piece could be make sense with how you all are thinking about practicing some of our career ready skills as well, so that we can do a lot of work together to focus in on having the experience be a positive one for our co-hosts as well. And the last yep
Oh,
and
go
the
ahead.
Yeah, no worries. And the third way to think about collaborating with us is not only do faculty and staff request workshops, but you all as student leaders can request workshops. So really the question that I pose to the group is, how will you translate college experiences into career readiness? And so we do have some workshop topics. Sort of you've seen them in the Are You Career Ready series, ones that focus kind of on the nuts and bolts, resume, cover letter. It could be networking, it could be exploring different types of employers. So feel free, this is on our website under the request a workshop. Now we can't guarantee, but it's just the next level of thinking about how can, trying to get to learn about your priorities and what might make the best sense to present and to share with your membership. as well. So that's another way, not only, so as you can see, it ranges, right? Coming from just attending some of our pre-planned events, some of our center hosted events, all the way to how about, what are some of the resources that we can come and share with you, and have you request them. So those are the three really some key ways that you can collaborate with us in the upcoming year. I'm going to pause there right now and see if what's coming up for folks. I'm going to stop sharing and see if there's any questions just on those kind of three topic areas of ways to collaborate with the Career Center. Oh, go ahead.
Let me see here. Got a question here. Thank you, Kayla. Do you offer resources that can be a collaborative event for a club meeting where to find employers who offer / sponsor work visas for international students? So that's a great question. That's something that Rosemary and I recently discussed, and that is something that I can work on, that myself and my team can work on. I think again, it just depends on what's available, who's hiring for what, but this does fall in line with my priority when it comes to bringing employers to students. So for example, if I need to go ahead and research and find employers that whether it's like hiring international students or what have you, or sponsor work visas, the biggest thing is they want to get in front of students. So let's say I am able to gather 2, 3, 4, 5 employers where yes, we do sponsor works visas or what have you. As long as we can communicate and I can, we can try and create like, hey, can they come present at your next group meeting at the state? That's definitely something that we can work on. You
Great
have another
question.
question here.
Yep.
Yep.
Another question. What are the timeframes to best schedule a workshop? So we really have we prefer sort of the minimum is to put I think on the workshop request, it's like at least 2 weeks, if not more. But we can't guarantee that we'll fill them again. But if it's a workshop idea, I would say sooner rather than later, because then you can get the idea in front of us if it's one of those customized workshops, and then we can begin working with you. Just as we are looking for co-hosts, I think you're also looking for, those resources to help explore some of those areas. So I would say minimum 2 weeks, but more than that is, preferable. More lead time is preferable, because those workshops are then assigned to the career education team, based on some of those career communities that they have. But great question. Thank you. And there may be some folks out there who already work or have collaborated in the past with our Career Center staff. And so sometimes folks, let's say that you've been working you're in the business school and you've had a conversation, you've had an appointment with Kelly Fuster, who's our career coach, with the business school. Feel free to put that in your request as well, so that we know that you have already a sort of a soft connect there as well. So thank you. All right, I'm going to move back and share screen one last time for the last part of our presentation, that we're going to explore a little bit more about what the career community's priorities are and how you are eligible to apply for funding for some of the programming. So there we go. Talk a little bit more about exploring career communities, the micro grant award. So we talked about the 9 career communities, but this coming year, we actually have an open call for the academic year for proposals. So proposals for different kinds of activities. The application period, you see that it did start because both staff and faculty are also eligible for this micro grant. But again, you as student leaders, this is pretty much the first time that student leaders are hearing about the micro grant. So, you have basically the next 6 weeks as you're doing some programming for not only fall, but even spring semester, to request up to $500. for an activity that would fall under our career communities model. Again, we see you as part of our career communities. And so, again, the eligibility is a student organization. So this is not an individual level grant for professional development. So students who want to attend as an individual, or even if a student group says, hey, I want to go to this conference, um, it wouldn't this that type of funding isn't eligible for the individual. Now let's say the group wanted to send like a couple of different representatives from your organization to a professional conference, to then come back and share what they've learned with their membership. Now that's getting toward the group piece of what we're really focusing on for this career focused grant. So the requirements is that, the grant activities have to emphasize one or more career ready skills, and then I'll show you a screenshot of that, and that the proposal should clearly align with specific career programming priorities. So what does that mean? This is a list of our career programming priorities. And I'm going to take a moment so you can kind of read through those. There's 7 there. And as you can see, they're a really great umbrella for some of the examples of activities that we've talked about.
And
Um,
Rosemary, going,
mhm.
I know you mentioned the eligibility. Let's say you're a representative of a student group, who should be who should be submitting this application? Should it be the president? Should it be the treasurer? Should it be the vice president? Is there a recommendation for which person, which role should be submitting for this?
Yeah, I don't think there are any limitations around that as long as they're a member in good standing. I think it makes sense for student, folks that are on the e-board, or that have an actual position that makes sense. I think that makes best sense. I think we've also offered to a number of advisors of student groups, so that's my faculty and staff colleagues across the campus who have they actually may also apply, but they might put it back on you and say, hey, you apply. So but they can collaborate and guide you. That's one of the requirements actually, is to make sure your faculty advisors or staff advisors approve of your proposal in the event that it's accepted. So we're really promoting that collaboration there, to get the best framework or best proposal for this micro grant. And again, we talk about like different tools you can use, equip students and confidence with tools to weave. Tools could be online resources tools. It could be, provide tailored career ready skill building opportunities to learn specific marketable transferable skills. That might mean a site visit to a particular place that you all are really focusing in on. We have some of those, or a shadowing day with an alum that can talk about career ready skills to your membership. Again, we're interested in innovation and being creative. Again, career advice from faculty and employers. That could look like a panel. That could look like a lot of different things. Again, fostering alumni connections, and then promoting jobs and encouraging internships related to career goals. So I hope you're beginning to see that, depending on what your programming needs are, that you can go back to your membership and kind of look at these programming priorities and say, hey, is there one of these that we think that we might be interested in highlighting in an event? Now, this doesn't have to be a new event. Let's say you have a very successful program that you love, but you want to add a layer of career on top of that, or as a special focus or a highlight. These are the career ready skills that we talk about, that have been generated from our National Association of Colleges and Employers. That's our professional organization for career services and career development. And so you can see these, a lot of folks call them transferable skills, soft skills. Now folks are calling them evergreen skills. I like to call them not only career ready, but career retention skills. Because when I look at this and I'm in my job now, I think of these dimensions as ways, um, you know, am I growing in all of these skills through my role here? So again, you can have at least one or two. I wouldn't just mark all of them. And depending on, I would recommend having a focus for your proposal, not only with the priorities, selecting, being refining your thoughts around that. But that, again, this is on our Career Communities website. So if you scroll down, if you search for Career Communities on our Career Center website and scroll down to the bottom, you will see much more information there. And you're welcome to connect with us, both Chaz and myself. Email us if you'd like to know more information or if you have a couple of ideas and that you want to share with us. So that's pretty much it. Are there any questions? And then, of course, I have an exit ticket, but I'm going to stop right here and see where folks are with questions. Do the in-person workshops operate after university hours? Yes, they do. And a lot of that is based on the availability of our professional staff. So they do after university hours. And then typically okay after hours during the work week. If it's a weekend, we would need probably, again, a little bit more lead time on that with that request. All right, let me scroll down some more. For more customized specific workshops, should we fill out the event workshop form or directly email a staff member? You when you fill out the workshop request form, you'll need to put some dates on there. So they may be, a preferred date and a backup date. I think submitting a workshop form never hurts because it will ultimately get in front of a staff member if you don't already have an existing relationship. Again, for example, if you've had a career coaching appointment with that individual and you continue that conversation and then bring back the request after that. Another question, is there an option to request for each individual? No. So that's what I meant by this is not an individual base. So we're really focused on the community aspect of this grant. So even you run the animation club, was thinking about making an opportunity to take members to an animation festival. $500 may be enough to cover 5 people. Is there a way to request more? No, the cap is $500. And so what we're really thinking about, so again, when you're thinking about if you're going to be thinking about this for professional development, how are you going to bring that back to your entire membership? What are the lessons learned if you do support or think about how you're going to bring back those conversations if you're sending folks to conferences? Where does that fall in line with our priorities, the career communities priorities? You must identify which career communities would be benefiting, in addition to what career ready skills that you're going to focus on. So should each member who wants to go place a request? No. This is not an individual request. This is a student organization request that one member of the organization should submit. And that's that's common. We're going to try to clarify that. We've had that question before. So great question, Murat. And we're going to put some FAQs because we've been getting similar questions to make that clearer. So this is not an individual level funding for individual students. It's for the student group. So we're really going to need to see, again, just as faculty and staff, you're going to have a subset who are going to be, generating the activity for a group of students. that's what we're going to be looking for in reviewing proposals. Great question. All right. Are there any other questions that are coming up for folks right now? What's our time, Chaz?
We are at 3:48. So I think this ends at 4. So you have about 12 minutes.
Okay. So, all right, I'm gonna come back and then hopefully some folks can come offline. We can get a few folks to help us do, oops, let me share my screen for, I said that the last time, but really the last time. To just go back for an exit ticket and do a quick review, help us to review, because we've reviewed a lot together. And want to make sure that even though it's the late afternoon, folks are coming away with a few things. So here we go. Share screen and then from the currents. All right, so we went through this. All right, so who out there, feel free to come out. What can anyone name at least 3 services or online resources offered by the Career Center? Feel free to come offline for folks, what's sticking with folks, or if folks have even utilized our resources already, you can cheat since you can be our folks that have used. So what are some of our services and online resources? Anyone?
I can go.
Great, thank you.
For you guys.
Thanks, Elijah. Go ahead.
Um, uh, so I would say um the the suit up closet is one thing that I'm familiar with personally. Um,
Awesome.
I've also used the LinkedIn photo booth as well for headshots. And I know that you guys are active on Handshake, so I guess I'll probably list that as one. I know you mentioned Handshake as well.
Mhm.
Would you? I don't know if you consider that one of your online resources.
Well,
There you go.
we do. We do. Thanks so much. Awesome. Awesome. And is anyone else?
I can go.
Wonderful.
The interview rooms. I'm also familiar with the setup, the shoot up closet. I've actually used it before. It was very useful. And also the Tiger Mentor Network.
Wonderful. What can you talk to us a little bit more about the Tiger Metro Network?
I haven't used it, but it's basically just connecting with people based on your like major, your career. It's basically having someone, to hold you accountable or help you with like interviews, just career wise in general. Yeah, that's all I
Awesome.
can say about that.
Thank you so much. And I love it. Folks are adding more, sort of promotion, promoting a couple of our other resources as well. Big Interview, which is an app where you can practice interviewing online. Going Global is another one. Forage, that's great. I love that. And so if you're an individual that has used that before, we can really work with you to do like a workshop or an interactive, again, a demo for your student group as well. So you can, share the knowledge and share the experience with some of your membership. That's wonderful. All right. So maybe let's move on to, can anyone, what are 2 ways to collaborate? Well, it's already on here. Collaborate with us. That's listed. I didn't quite switch over to the questions. But maybe for the last one, and we can go back, I'll show the screen. Were any of those career community programming priorities jumping out at folks as a potential to explore this coming academic year with your student group? If anyone wanted to talk about what that looks like, and I'll move that back. I will move this to kind of, these are our career communities programming. You can see what that might look like for your student group.
Well, for me, hi, it's Miles Burrows here. For number three, at least, providing tailored career-ready skill building opportunities to learn specific marketable and transferable skills. One of the clubs that I'm overseeing is Software Engineering Club. And
Mm,
so there's a lot of different skills that they could use, especially hard skills, definitely soft skills, because I know they'll be working in teams when it comes to building different types of software or collaborating with different people to use, different programs that are out there or different things that they can use. It'd be really nice to be able to host different workshops to be able to show people what these skills can be, or to have them in like a mock like mock
mhm,
groups for them
mhm.
to
Yeah, no,
for them to go through.
that's a great idea. There's a lot of activities like mock interviews, group interviews, sort of group yeah, just to have that practice of like teamwork and like figuring out roles. Yeah, we do a lot of course, networking events. That's one of the things that are the meet, greet, and eats, but they can take a lot of different formats and be pretty fun. And then again, lean into like, okay, so we just did this thing together. Did we, um, focus on critical thinking? Do we, focus on leadership, focus on teamwork? How did we manage that just in that kind of fishbowl experience? That's a great idea, Miles. So
Thank you.
yeah, I think there's like lots of different ways to do that. And so um, yeah, so I think you all did a great job. We hope to be able to share this out with folks. We were reminded that we are recording as well. So I'll just end with that. We hope that you connect with us on your professional journey and share this information out. This is just what our express hours will be once the semester starts, virtual appointments, Instagram, LinkedIn, all of that as well. So I'm going to stop sharing and come back to folks right now and see if there's anything else that we can help offer, that Chaz and I can help offer right now. And if not, thank you for your attention today. Chaz and I, why don't we, I'm going to put my
Yep. Your email.
yes, that's my email. Again, particularly for those that might want to explore the grant, but also any of the co-hosting opportunities. So we are currently generating what will be our list of the Career Center is leading. So our programs that we're leading that we will be looking for student organizations to host. So, we had a list of the folks earlier on. If you came in late, please be sure to write your name and your student organization because we're going to lift this information up and do some outreach. So do some intentional outreach for folks that might be considering. Again, co-hosting means sending a handful of your students to the event and then helping us make sure that how we're going to approach the event makes sense for students um, as well. And you all have great ideas, and we want to be able to incorporate them. In addition to if you attend one of our events and you're like, oh, that wasn't great, we want that feedback too. We want to improve. All right. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Um,
folks.
have a great afternoon.